How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another video on the channel. First of all, I just wanted to say thank you so much for the support over the previous videos. It means a lot to me and my boy behind. So yeah, if you guys want to know how I trade, obviously there is a link to my Telegram in the description. There's no pressure to join, but if you do want to know how I trade and the trades I take, feel free to check that out. I would really appreciate it, and as well as my Instagram. But today we're going to be going over the trades from last week. Now, there weren't that many. I think there were two that I took. One was a loser and one was a break even. And I'm going to be making these videos every week to be as transparent as possible, regardless of whether they win or they lose. And yeah, I just think it's important for you guys to see the positions I take. So yeah, if you do like these kind of videos, don't forget to drop a like, and let's get over to the charts so I can show you the positions I took. Okay, so I actually just realized the first trade was actually from the week before. But I'm going to show this anyway because I think it's just important for you to see my winners and my losers. So this was the first trade that we took here. This was a sell on GBPUSD. Now, in terms of it fitting my strategy, it was fairly textbook. So the reason why I was looking to short here was, if we look, we had this massive push up. Okay, we made this high. We had this push down, and we had the push up to make this high. And then we had the break of these areas here. Now, what I was looking at and what my thought process behind this was, if we made the high here and then broke these lows that made the high, this is an area or an imbalance or whatever you want to call it that I would be looking to trade off. Now, there are quite a few ways that I would have maybe looked to have got in this, but my entry B ended up being here. So the entry itself was really good. You know, we had this zone here that I thought could be tested into, which is why I put my stops just above. And you know how I normally do it, where I have a 10 pip SL and a 30 pip TP, obviously giving us a 1 to 3. So this was the first trade. Now, as you can see, price did come up and stop us out, which is annoying because it did drop a bit further. That being said, it never went to TP, so it's not a huge problem. Now, where I went wrong with this, I think, was failing to identify even bigger trend, or, you know, the higher fractal time frame trend, whatever you want to call it, in the fact that we made this low, we made this high, we made this low, and, you know, we did have a little mini sell structure here, but ultimately this was just a high low than this low here to continue moving price to the upside. So we did get caught in it, but in terms of my strategy, as I said, I only trade London session, and as you can see, we entered at 10:45, so that was within the time that I like to enter. We had the confluences I was looking for. Obviously, if you do want to know all my confluences, there will be a link to my Telegram where I teach you how I actually trade, but there were lots of confluence here that fit my plan. That being said, it did not work out, which is fine. You know, it doesn't matter, 1% loss, you know, 1 to 3, and we're 2% in profit. So I wasn't worried about that one. Now, the next trade we had was actually last week. And this was a sell again. And this was actually the live trading video, or the trade from the live trading video, where I did kind of explain live why I was looking to sell in this area. But luckily, something new that I brought into my strategy with, you know, risk management, is when price actually failed to break this low and made this high and then pushed back up to make this low, I put my SL to break even. Now, the reason for doing this is, if I want price to sell, I would want to see price, you know, make a low here. That's fine. That's not a problem. But then we wanted to see price come back up and then drop and break this low. Now, we never actually got that, and instead what we got was price came up and made a new low, or a new higher low, and that is not a good sign. That is not something I want to see. And so when I saw this, I put it to break even, because I was like, oh yeah, this could maybe switch to a buy trend, and lo and behold, as you can see, we did end up buying. So we did end up break even in that. So last week we ended up down 1%. Which, you know, is not a problem. It's just a case of, you know, a bad week. In fact, if I show you how GU has been over the last sort of recent times, you can see here that it's just been super sideways here, and here was super sideways, and then we had a lot of consolidation last week where the price just wasn't moving in a good way. Now you can actually see here this sell was really not good if you look at the structure behind this on the hour, but I don't look at the hour normally. But yeah, we were trying to sell in the wrong sort of conditions, and that punished us. But to walk away 1% last week is not a problem. One good trade this week, and we are back in the money. Now, in terms of this week, what am I expecting? Well, obviously price opened here. Now, I think Monday was actually a really good setup. If I just remove this, so Monday here, I did have buys marked in this area, which obviously would have hit TP. But the reason why I didn't take that is because I don't normally trade Mondays. I'm not a fan of it. And it just wasn't really something I was looking to trade. Now, in terms of today, there was another good setup, a buy in this area because of the push up after breaking this high and making a low above this low. So a good buy there would have been nice, but again, it wasn't really a good time to enter. 12:30 is a bit late for me. And on top of that, we did have news, which, as you can see, did push GU quite up, or heavily quite up. But in terms of what I'm looking for this week, well, right now I am bullish. I think, that is pretty logical. If we look at what price has been doing, it is pretty bullish. We have just broken the highs, obviously. Where do I think GU is going to come back to? Well, it could do a few things. It could come back to test this area here, and continue up. It could come really, actually, you know what? In terms of where I think GU will go, I do think it will come back to test these areas here to continue up. However, if we do then break below this area, I do think we may look to sell like this. This is because, for me, I don't really see anything in here that would, give GU a reason to come down. So I feel like if we don't, buy after this area, then I think depending where candle closes, we may look to, sell back down. But I think instead of it just dropping like that, I don't think it will do that. I think it will sideways for a bit over Asia session, and then London session, we may see something like that. So that's what I'm looking for on GU for now. Thank you everyone for watching the video. I really appreciate it. If you've made it this far into the video, hopefully you found some sort of value from watching this. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.